Hi, I'm Franziska Neumann. I am in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I'm a website designer.
So thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. Now, I know that you live in New Mexico, but you're originally from
Germany.
Germany. That's my people right there.
But I have lived in Germany, London, Oxford, New York, Cape Town, and Santa Fe.
I've been in London, Copenhagen, Cape Town, and Jakarta, Indonesia, and New York, Houston, and then obviously where I'm from in Canada. So
Yes.
you're a world traveler as well. So before we kind of get into just your experience over the last 90 days, I'd love to find out just all the different paths you've taken to get to where you are today with, different jobs or different businesses that you've started. Would like to kind of get some backstory on Franziska.
Oh, where to start? My love has always been design.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have a vastly varied design background. I ended up studying a little bit late in Oxford. I studied architecture and did well and loved it, and had found my partner for life, I hope. And we were looking at the map going, what shall we do? We're ready. Let's go. We're thirsty. And where do you pick? You pick New York, right?
Right.
So we went to New York and hustled in a big way. We had a great time. We met the biggest designers, shook hands with them, worked for them, and in 2.5 years built a pretty impressive presence, I think, considering that we came from absolutely nowhere, really. We did some wonderful stuff to our very small apartment in New York.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Chelsea, your hood.
Yeah, that's my hood.
But it was 350 square feet. So we did some nice stuff, built our own furniture, designed it, and put it into a contest for Metropolitan Home Design Magazine. Yeah. And it won one of the 10 Reader Years of the Home. And that kind of solidified us as small space experts at that point. And a lot of other press followed, other magazines, and then HGTV called.
Yeah.
And we just had a baby. So with a 1 month old on my arm, we were featured on their Big Style, Small Space, Big Style. We were on their first episode. And I'm
going to stop you. You know what's really funny? I remember that.
Do you?
I actually remember that issue, and I remember when did they took video footage as well, or is it just inside the magazine?
No, the HGTV was on TV.
It was television, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember because I wasn't living in New York City at the time. How many years ago was this?
This was 2005 was the HGTV thing.
Yeah. And I remember looking at it and going, I don't know how someone in less than 400 square feet can make it work with a baby. So that's and this is random. I had no idea that you were going to share that. That's crazy.
Yes, yeah. They couldn't believe it either. They were fascinated. But I mean, a 1 month old is, they don't need anything.
They don't need any space whatsoever. A shoebox and they're good.
Right. Yeah. So that was, it was going great and we were firing away, and then life happened. Things changed and it became really tough. We the first thing was that we couldn't get any more visas for my British husband, and we had to leave New York.
Oh, okay.
And it was devastating. I love change. I love moving. As I said, I've moved around the world a lot. I don't mind that, but it was going so well. Why would you want to leave? So we had to move back to England, and then the Oprah show called. And we tried our best, but it was tough. One of our designs ended up on the Oprah show, but we were now in England, didn't know how to produce it at a reasonable price point for an American market. Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe we're the only people who've had something on the Oprah show and didn't sell a single thing.
Oh, no.
So, it was tough, that was hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and the little one started having health issues once we got to England, and we stopped sleeping. It was a massive struggle. So, but as you can tell, I'm a massively creative and quite driven person. and I did not envision being a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to be there for him, but not full time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had to,
Yeah.
health comes first. I had to be there for him. So,
Sure. Yeah.
And that was 7 years ago now, and since then, I've pretty much struggled to find a way to combine taking care of my son's now chronic life-threatening condition, and trying to have some creative and business expression.
Yeah, yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real struggle that people have, definitely. And so when you fast forward to the end of 2014, where were you in your creative pursuits in business that caused you to click a link or watch a video in December there?
I was in the summer of 2014, I fell into a really deep hole. And for the first time, I'd become a website designer when my son was about 3, because it seemed to fit in better. I can do websites as and when. I can do it at midnight. No ceiling falls down if you're not at a client meeting. Yeah. It's just more doable. So I'd done that very much on the side for a while, and got plenty of clients by referral, didn't need that many. And suddenly in the summer of 2014, there were none. What's this? Mm-hmm. And a lot of other things were happening in our lives too. Nothing was moving, nothing was opening up. And, we remember those New York days where things just happened, and you would get up and not know who you're going to meet that day and how things would change for you that day. Sorry, I'm getting feedback now. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm not getting it on my side.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, sorry. So we were just in a really big hole. And I realized that doing it on my own, with my creative mind going, I want to structure my day how I want to. I want to do whatever I feel like today. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not going to be, closed in by anyone or anything. But it wasn't getting me anywhere.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually seeing any results. I was in this hole, and I realized that structure was what I needed. I actually had to build frameworks that would keep me on track, give me momentum, which is what you mentioned. And that's what I was looking for. I knew I needed help.
So, and is that what you saw that the program could deliver for you then? Was that thing, that structure and that momentum, that truly was the thing?
Yeah. The community aspect, I think, too, just to have other people with you, traveling with you, the accountability. I wanted consistency. I needed to get out of the funk that if I haven't slept all night and I don't have to get in my office, I wasn't going into my office.
Yeah.
But I needed some inspiration to make me do that anyway, despite doing what we have to do every single day for our son.
So what's the last 90 days? What's the last 90 days been like for you then?
It delivered. I got out of my funk, and you're just amazingly inspirational, Todd. So it's to get access to somebody of your caliber has been amazing, and does make me feel like I can do this. I can do this.
Well, listen, I'm a pretty hard Scrabble person, and you're gonna make me choke up because I want to see. I love seeing people like yourself that have got skills coming out of their ears, get out there and actually help and work with people with the competencies that you have, so that and especially when you add in the fact that all the things you've had to go through with your son, and just, I'm an expat like you too. It's not easy to move into another country and get yourself settled in there, and especially hustle hard and then get success there, and then all of a sudden just the carpet gets pulled out from underneath you, and and it's a very easy thing to just fall on your laurels and not do it again, because it's like, well, why? You can go there. It's an easy place to get to with those nasty 6 inches between our ears. So kudos for continuously getting up and making this happen. So, is there any sort of like hard data on the results that you've gotten over the last 90 days?
Yes. We just had a celebratory lunch with my new crew. I've had a programmer work with me for 2.5 years, but I've added an intern and a second programmer in the last 90 days. So that was fun. It was a special moment to sit in this restaurant. We were building their website and we're almost about to launch it. So we had all been looking at the menu items. I thought, okay, I've got to take you guys. You've got to try this. So, but to get the check and be able to be the one that's able to pay it and treat them and thank them was very, very special.
Yeah, that is. And you know what? That's the stuff. That's what success looks like on the field of play. Like, I mean, we use these words like success all the time, and it unfortunately it's been taken over and co-opted by the term finance. Typically, when someone says, "Oh, that person's successful," it's people automatically go to, well, it's a number that's in their pocket, or it's in a dollar amount thing. But on that field of play, that's what success is, and can feel like for someone. And and some might call it a small win, and I think it's a big win because it tells a greater story about how and what it took to get there. It's not just, oh, I was able to pick up the check today. No, like when all the crap that we had to go through in order to get back to this place, that's a big win. I love that. Good for you. That's awesome. And so what are you really excited about for the next 90 days? Because I always tell people that typically the success happens, what you're experiencing today is a result of all the things that you were doing 90 days ago. And that's why and I'm horrible at this, self-admittedly. I'm not a patient individual. I'm fairly impatient, but when you talk about these things all day long about, things will happen 90 days from now. It seeps into your subconscious and it changes your habits and behaviors when you think about things. So what are some of the things you're excited about for the next 90 days?
Well, I think I've realized in taking the course that my model is somewhat limited.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at other things, other ways to scale up beyond charging for hourly time, billing for my hours. So I'm looking at partnerships that I'm excited about. I loved when you said that, I think it was an interview about how to make your first million. You said the biggest misconception is that you do it alone.
Yeah.
And it falls into that, me being in the whole and understanding I need companionship, I need structure, I need to do this with somebody. And so that's what I'm excited about. The crew, I'm excited about partnerships, excited about the group, the Facebook groups, excited about having you there. Yeah, I think I really got that one.
So any other wins or anything else that you'd like to share that we haven't covered off already?
Well, I'm set to double my income again, so that's a good one. I think my biggest win is that I'm excited about life again. I have some of that excitement that we experienced back in New York back in my life.
Good for you.
It's kind of more via the internet, but so what?
Yeah.
You never know when Todd's going to call. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what partnership might come off from who knows where, So I have that zest back, and that means a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's, it is. Those are huge wins. Those are huge wins. If there were 3 words that you would use to describe the program or myself, what would you use?
I'm bad at the 3-word thing.
That's okay. If it's one word, just use one word, or no words. I don't care.
Well, momentum was a key one, because my brilliant friend Navjeet Kandal and I actually started a momentum club here like 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So when you said momentum, I said, I need to know how to do that. Sincerity, I think. You can feel that you're very sincere and you're invested in our success. Skills, real life skills, and mindset shifts, I'd say.
Yeah. That's, for me, that's always, not because it's the world that I've lived in, but it's just when you've worked with just so many people, that, hey, when you can make that one, even if it's just a degree, 1 degree change in someone, how they look at something, that's all it takes. We don't need to be doing 360-degree changes or 180-degree changes. Sometimes it's just a slight tweak in the way that you say and describe something to someone, and that can be the thing that releases all of that great performance capacity that someone has to get out there and execute on. So I'll take all those things as words and wins for us. Anything else you'd like to add at all before we?
The models. I love the models. Yeah, I told you I was such a visual person. You talked how people take in information in different ways. And for me, the visual templates of the models were really helpful.
Good. Yeah. Perfect. Well, Franziska, thank you so much for taking the time out to provide your feedback and share your story. And I know that what you just shared is going to resonate with a lot of people out there. I mean, sometimes when people look at myself or my experience, they'll go, oh, well, he only works with, that type of person. And it's just not the case. When you actually have when you have a good model, it can work for really anybody. That's the point of a good intellectual property model, is that it's not dependent on someone having to have cash and resources and all of the relationships built into it. You can apply it wherever you're at, whether a person's in a dream up stage or whether they're in a leader up stage or ramp up, wherever the case is. So, well, congratulations. And this next 90 days is going to be about dialing up that love that you have, that you've been finding again for life, for that zest that you just said, even that much more. So I'm excited for it.
Yes, me too.
Thank you.